Welcome back to the Healing Insights 70-day course. We are on step 2, releasing emotion of the 5-step process. We are on day 20. Can you believe it already? Today, my healing insight is the 5 love languages. I have mentioned Pam Case to you before in another one of my healing insights. She was one of my pelvic floor physical therapists. During one therapy session, we were talking about how our significant others have seemed to change over the years. She asked me, "Have you ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages?" I responded, "No, what is it about?" I was very curious. She went on to explain that the author, Gary Chapman, had discovered that there are 5 love languages. We all have our own specific love language because that is our love language and that is how we express our love to others. When we love others through our own love language, we may not be giving others the love they need. We may not be speaking their love language. This is the basic concept. Wow. This freaking blew my mind, seriously. I had never heard of this. Where have I been? I thought. In a cave? Yes, basically I had been stuck in my cave brain, in a stress response cycle for too long. I had heard of personality styles, characteristic traits, but never love languages. I was so curious that I went straight to the library and I rented the audiobook immediately. Once again, I convinced my husband to listen to this book with me, just as I had convinced him to do the tapping solution webinar with me. The concept of the 5 love language was amazing. The author had decades of experience in marriage counseling. He had noticed that there were 5 basic love languages. He had also noticed that people essentially fit into these profiles. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. You will have to read the book so that you can have access to figure out what your love language is, as well as what your significant other's love language is. It is not uncommon for people to have a primary and a secondary love language. So for instance, my primary love language is acts of service. My secondary love language is quality time. So of course, I just absolutely love it when someone pitches in and gives me a hand, hence the word acts of service. That's when I feel totally loved. I also like to spend quality time together. When I can spend time with someone, I feel extra special. This was all starting to make sense to me. I needed this at least 2 decades ago. But I also saw where this could be tricky. Because whatever love language you are is the love language you are typically speaking to others with. So I tend to show my love doing acts of service for others by helping out. I also find myself expressing my love by spending some time with others. This is great for me because these are my love languages. But what about my husband? Those are not his love languages. So I am not expressing love to him in the way that he understands, and vice versa. His love languages are different from mine. He's loving me and showing me love the way he likes to be loved. We are totally not communicating with one another appropriately. Once I finished with the book, I wondered how we were even still together. I decided to do the 6-month activity. Honestly, my marriage had been strained for several years, even before my health crashed. This book was just heaven sent because I needed a clue. I needed a fresh start. I needed hope that there was some guidance, a plan, a blueprint to follow. I have learned so much on this journey. Sometimes I'm even embarrassed to say how amazed and dumbfounded I have been when I discovered this new information that should have been available to me years ago. I urge you to read the book. Listen to the audiobook, whatever it takes. Discover what your love language is. Discover what your significant other's love language is. The author has even written books about using this concept if you are single, or to find your children's love language, or to figure out how to be successful at work by communicating with coworkers through their love language. I know it sounds stupid, but it's not. It makes so much sense. Do you consider yourself an open-minded person? Then pick up the book, rent the audiobook, and find out what your love language is today. This healing insight will help you find hope and purpose in your marriage or relationship. It will help you realize that you're not just butting your head up against a brick wall. There is a process involved. There is a way to speak clearly to the needs of your significant other and to receive the love that you are yearning for. Learning to speak your significant other's love is easier than you think, because the author has listed so many examples, activities, tips, and ways that you can learn to do this. He knows that you naturally speak your own love language as an expression of love to others. So he provides this extra support to help you be successful. Bonus insight. Did you know that love is the highest emotion that you can feel? It is that higher level emotion that Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks of. You must feel higher level emotions such as acceptance, service, joy, peace, and love to connect your thoughts and your feelings to your actions. When your thoughts and your feelings match, you will see the results you want. Your actions will make your thoughts and feelings become a reality, because your positive energy will automatically cause positive results, changes in your body and in your life. Remember, even in your personal relationships, you are sending out positive or negative energy. The energy you send out is the energy you get back. So please, take the time to look up this resource. It is a wonderful, beautiful resource that you deserve to have. The activity, soul-searching questions, and daily challenge can be found in the workbook under day 20. Pause the video now, print out your sheet, or grab your notebook and a pen. The activity I have for you today is called Emotion Gauge. Instructions. Use the emotion gauge to measure your emotion. Chart your emotion on the emotion gauge activity sheet. Monitor your emotion throughout the day. Note any patterns in your emotion. So you'll have a gauge, it looks like a gas gauge, and it has the emotions, with the lower emotions to the higher emotions on the side. And then you will have a chart where you will chart what you have felt throughout the day, in the morning, at noon, and at night. And then you will have a column to list any patterns that you see. All right, moving on. Soul-searching questions. How did the emotion gauge activity help you notice your emotional state? What patterns did you see in your emotional state throughout the day? How do you think monitoring your emotional state can help you heal, create the life you deserve, and live your full life? Remember, take your time. If you have to pause the video, you can come back and finish the daily challenge. All right, daily challenge. Turn hope into action. It's called Raise Your Vibration. Review what your emotional state was throughout the day. So go back to that chart. List your answers on the Raise Your Vibration activity sheet. Okay. Raise your vibration. Be grateful. List one positive thought despite your emotional state. Make your thoughts and your feelings match by connecting a higher level emotion like acceptance, service, joy, peace, or love. Send out positive vibrations. Be amazed at the results. All right. You will have an activity sheet for that as well, so that you can finish that daily challenge. I will see you in the next video.